Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sew with MB. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to draft your armhole pieces, that's bustier, for both a full block and an half block. That is, when it's an half block, is reaching the waist, and when it's a full block, is reaching the hip. That is for a blouse. So the measurements we are going to be using, I'll put it on the screen, but we're using a shoulder of 16 inches, bust of 37, waist of 33, hip of 42, underbust of 13. That is, from the shoulder to the underbust is 13, the underbust strand is 28, the shoulder to the nipple is 10, the nipple to the nipple is 8 inches. And also, let me be teaching you, in case you forget to to measure your shoulder to the nipple, your shoulder to the underbust, and nipple to the nipple on your customer. There is actually a simple way to calculate it. For your shoulder to the underbust, you just divide your bust. For your shoulder to the nipple, you divide your bust by 4, then you add 1.5. For your shoulder to the underbust, because from the nipple to the underbust is usually between around 3 or 4 inches. It depends on how busted the person is. So you add 4 inches to your shoulder to the nipple. Then for your nipple to the nipple, you divide your bust by 4, then you remove 1.5 inch from it. I'm going to put it on the screen actually so that you can get it very well. So now let's move to the cutting table. If you actually look at my own, if you calculate the one I'm using, the value might not be the same because I added to the measurement of this person. This person does not want the measurement to be, to be too tight. So I added to it. So if you use my measurement to go and try shoulder to the nipple with the formula I give, it might not give you the answer because I added to her measurements, to her bust and to her waist. She does not want it to be tight on her. So I added few inches to it. So I've gone ahead to take my measurement. This is the shoulder from here to this place. I went ahead, I took 8 inches. Shoulder is 16 divided by 2, 8 inches. I came down by 1 inches for the shoulder slope. Then I measured my neckline measurement. You can do any neckline, and it's not necessarily 3 by 3. You can do 3 by 5. You can do 4 by 3. It depends on you. Anything, just do any neckline. Make any design, sweetheart, V shape, anything you want. So then for the chest line, this is from this place, from the shoulder slope to my armhole, where my armhole measurement, where it is. So my armhole measurement is 16 inches. When you measure it round, it's 16 inches. But then you're going to be dividing it by 2. So this is 8 inches here. So for the bust point, my bust point, that is from my shoulder to my nipple, is 10 inches. But because we're going to be joining it by half inch at the shoulder, you know that when we sew now, you should join it by half inch and at the shoulder. So you make it 10.5. You add half inch allowance to it, so that's 10.5. From this place, you measure from here to this place, 10.5. From here to this place, 13.5. You know the shoulder to the under bust is 13 inches. You add 0.5 inches to it to make it 13.5. Then from the shoulder to the waistline, you add 0.5 inches to the waistline. You know the waist, from shoulder to the waistline is 16 inches. So you add 0.5, that's 16.5. Then from the shoulder to the hip line, you add 0.5 inches to it also. So the reason why we're adding 0.5 is so that by the time you sew it at the shoulder, then it's going to come back to its original measurement. For the bust point, it's going to come back to the 10. This one is going to come back to 13, and this one is going to come back to 16. So now what I'm going to do, let's just first of all draft. Let's neglect the under bust here. Let's first of all neglect it. We first of all draft our normal basic bodice. I'm going to draft our normal basic bodice first. Then thereafter, we'll now move to how to use it to create a bustier. So this is it. We're actually drafting this pattern. We're drafting it using freehand method. Later, when we are taking how to draft using pattern drafting, then I'll teach you how to probably draft it. So what I did here now is that for the shoulder, for this this from the shoulder slope to the chest line, you know I told you is 8 inches, which is my armhole measurement. I measured the midpoint, which is 4 inches. Then I came in by half inch because for the front, it's not the front armhole is not the same thing as the back armhole. For the front, you have to come in by half an inch. So I came in from this line by half an inch. This is my half an inch mark. Then I measured my bust measurement. You know that is on the chest line that you put your bust measurement. So I measured my bust measurement. My bust is 37 inches. So by the time you divide it, 18 and a half, then divide it again, 9 1/4. So this is my 9 1/4. So I'm going to be connecting this point, this point to this point, and then to this place. Now let me do that and show you. Now I just want to show you. The thing is, I actually can't show you as I'm drawing because I'm the one recording and still doing the illustration. So You know I told you we are going to join this point, this half inch that we came in by, and this our armhole measurement together. So for this point and this point, from the shoulder slope, you join it with a ruler. Join it together with the ruler, you see the straight line. Then from here to this place, you join with your armhole curve. You join it with your armhole curve like this. Let me show you. You join it with your armhole curve like this, you see. So I'm just going to draw that and show you. I'm ahead to draw it, you see. I've gone ahead to draw my armhole. So now let's now move to the other measurements, drawing of the darts and all. After doing that, the next thing now is to take your nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement I'm working with here is 7.5 inches. So when I divided it, I got 3.75. 3 point. Let me show you on the, in case you don't know 3.75. So this is it. I got 3.75. This mark. This one here. This one here. I got 3.75. But then because we're going to be joining, you know, by the time we are done, we're going to be cutting this thing into we're going to be cutting it into two. We'll have this one here, and this side we'll have it on that. So you have to add 0.5 inches allowance for joining it together. So by the time I'm done doing that, I added my 3.75 plus 0.5 inches. I have 4.25, which is 4.25. So I measured from this edge here. I measured my 4.25. So now to draw our darts, for the front, you know, we are drafting our front pattern. So to draft the front, the thing is, you know, we don't draft it on the bust point. You don't draft it immediately on the bust point. You move from the bust point, you come down by 1 inch. So it is that this is my 1 inch from this bust point. I came down by 1 inch. Then now it is from this place that we're now going to draw our dart. Now let's do that, and let me do that and show you. That what we are supposed to do first, I forgot to mention, you're supposed to measure that your 4.25 that you got, that you calculated here. You measure it on the underbust, you measure it on your waist, and you measure it on your hip line. You see that this is my measurement. This is where the length of my blouse is. But you're going to add allowance. You know, you add allowance at the lower part of the dress. So you add 4.25. You measure from this edge 4.25 on the waistline, from this edge 4.25 on the underbust, from this edge 4.25. Then now let's draw that. I've gone ahead. I just, you know, that 4.25 mark I did, I just joined it with a straight line. Then on the waistline, this is the waistline, I opened it up by 1/2 inch on both sides. I opened it up by 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on this side. So it is this 1/2 inch on this side. I'm going to connect from here to this place. You connect from here to this place too. From here to this place. So those are the dart legs. When you're talking about pattern drafting, I'm going to be telling you more about that. I've gone ahead to draw it, you see. I've gone ahead to draw it. Then, you know, we are drafting, though I said I'm going to be showing you on a full scale and half scale bodice. This is where the full half scale will reach, that is, it reaches on the waistline, but the full scale will reach your hip line. So since we are drafting a full scale first, then what you have to do is that you have to draw your dart to reach your hip line. But then we don't draft your dart does not reach your hip line exactly. So you're just going to come up. Some people come up by 1 inch, some people come up by 2 inches. But it must not be, the dart must not reach your hip line exactly. So we're just going to come back. I'm coming up by, I think I came up by 2 inches. Then the way I did in this place, I'm just going to be connecting from here to this place and connecting from here to this place. Let me do it and show you. You can see I've done that. I joined it from this 1/2 inch mark that I made here. Draw it here from this 1/2 inch mark here, draw it here. So that's now what we are going to be doing next is that we're now going to be taking our measurements. Take your waist measurement and your hip measurement. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Okay, so I've gone ahead, I've measured the waist. My waist is 33 inches, which is 8 when you divide it by 4, which is going to be 8.25. But because, you know, I've already opened it up here, I opened it up here by 1 inch, 1/2 inch on both sides. That is 1 inch. You have to add it back, because by the time you finish cutting this question, you are going to sew this. If you don't add it back, your measurement is going to be short at the sides. So you have to add it back. I added it back here now. This is 9.25. On the hip measurement too, my hip is 42 inches. By the time I did that, I have 10.5. By the time I divided it by 4, I have 10.5. So this is my 10.5 here. This place you don't have to add any dart, because you see that there's no dart there's no dart line or anything. It's not like this place that we took 0.5. So you're just going to put your 10.5. Then I went ahead to join it all together. As you can see, I just went ahead to join it all together. So now what we are going to be doing, we are going to be moving up to our measurements, how to now cut our bustier. Now what we'll do to draft our bustier, you come to your underbust measurement, then you take your underbust measurement. My underbust is 28. When I divide it by 7, and when I divide by 4, I'm going to get 7. But then, because of this line here, I told you have to add it back so that you won't make a mistake. When I measured it, actually, I have like I have 0.5 inches. So when I add my 7 plus 0.5, I have my 7.5 inches mark. I have my 7.5 inches mark. Then because I've already drawn a straight line, I've already drawn a straight line to join from this place. I've already drawn a straight line like this. I didn't consider my underbust measurement then. So now what you will do is that you're just going to measure the remaining this. So as I was saying, having done that, having measured your 7.5 here, then you measure what you have left from this place to this line that you joined together. You get, you've already joined this chest line to waistline and everything. So you have, after measure the underbust round, you check what you have left from this place to this place. When I measured I have 1.5 inches. That is what we want to do now, is what we got the underbust tightening. So I have 1.5 inches. So this 1.5 inches now, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it here. I'm going to share it. I don't know if you guys get what I'm doing. I'm going to share it here. Because it's 1.5 inches, you're going to put the smaller of the measurement, you put it inwards here like this. So from here, from this line here, I measured 0.5, and from this line here, I measured 1 inch. So that means that I've already shared my 1.5 inches that is here. I've already shared it here. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to do. If, assuming you measured yours now, yours is 2, that means that you put 1 inch here, 1 inch here. That's how you do your own. Assuming you have 3 inches, you can decide to put 1 inch here and 2 inches here. So that's the way it's going to be. Now let me now show you how we are going to connect it together. So now we are drafting an armhole princess dart. So that means that the princess dart is going to be starting from the armhole from here. You can actually decide, there are different ways. You can actually decide to bring it here. You see armhole, you can start from here, or you can start from here, or you can come down by 1 inch and start from here too. Everything is still armhole princess dart. So now what we'll do is that you look for the midpoint of your armhole. You see, I've already done that. I look for the midpoint of my armhole. Then you're going to connect it to this your bust point that we did here. We get this bust point that we do here, this one. You're going to connect it together. Let me do that and show you. So I've done that. I've connected my armhole. Please don't mind me. I was trying to get a perfect one. This is the perfect one. This one at the back. This one is not there. Let me just cancel it. This one is not there. This is the one we need at the back. So on this point, I measured on my bust point too. I measured them on my bust point. I measured my 4 1/4. That one I put in nipple plus 0.5. I measured it. This is the mark here. This is the mark here. This is that mark here. That is where we connected the armhole to. So you come out from this place. You come from this 4.245 mark. You come out by 0.25. That is half, and that is 1/4 of an inch. You come out by 1/4 of an inch. Then you're not going to connect that 1/4 of an inch. You're going to connect it to this mark here. When we measured this, what we got, we spread it between the two. I used half 1 inches here. So I'm going to connect this 0.25 mark here. You're going to connect it to this place. It's not going to be straight though. Let me do it and show you. So I've done that. You see, I've connected it. You see that it's not straight. It's like a circle, like a semi-circle. So you're just going to. I actually use my armhole cuff to I use my armhole cuff to do that. I use my armhole cuff to draw it. Now the next thing we are going to be doing is that from this armhole line, this mid armhole, you come down by 1 inch. The reason why we are doing this is that by the time you sew, so that you won't have a shortage. You won't have a shortage at the side. Everything will match up very well. So you come down by 1 inch. Then you now connect that 1 inch. You connect it to this 0.25 mark that we did. Let me do that and show you. To do that, you see, I've gone ahead to to connect it. Though don't mind me, the mistake I made earlier is kind of like it wants to overlap with it, but this is what we need. This one here. So this is what we need. Then now the next thing we are going to do is that actually, when I forgot to mention it too, when I finished marking out my measurement, I'm supposed to cut it away from the excess, but I intentionally didn't cut it because this underbust that we are going to be doing, you're going to need more paper. So that's why I didn't cut it off. So now what I'm going to be doing is that this line, this new armhole line that we draw, you extend it out. You extend it out by 1.5 inches. Then use it to draw another armhole. Let me do that and show you. I've gone ahead to do that. I extended this line, this 0.25 mark that we marked there, the line we draw, the new armhole line that we draw. I extended it from this point outside by 1.5 inches. Then I use it to draw another armhole. As you can see, this is it. I use it to draw another armhole. So now let's do the next step. Now what we are going to be doing next is that from this point, on this point here, we are going to be connecting it here with a ruler. We're going to connect it from here to this point, to this edge with a ruler. The reason why, normally our dart is supposed to stop here, but because it's a princess bust, you are going to cut everything off. So you have to measure take your ruler and use it to connect from this point to this point here. Let me do that and show you. Here you see I've joined it together. With my ruler. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my armhole cuff to join this other side too. I use it to join it together. Then I'll use a ruler to join into the lower parts. Let me do that and show you. Show you this. The thing is, this other line, you're going to be connecting it to that former armhole that we did, to the former armhole and to the former 4.25 bust nipple to nipple measurement that we did. The other one, this other armhole line that we did, we came up by 0.25, but this one you're going to be using the original measurement. That means I'm going to be connecting it from this 0.5 mark that we did here. You connect it to this place, to this midpoint. Let me do that. I've gone ahead, you see, I've joined it together. I joined the cuff together, then I joined it with a straight line all the way to the lower part. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to just cut it out. So what we are going to be doing is, before cutting, is that we are going to, add seam allowances. So you add like 2 inches at the side. You add 2 inches here, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. The thing is, if you add 2 inches like that, at the end of the day when you finish, it might be much, but it's better to be on the safe side, so that by the time you are done, so it's not as if you will be having a shortage. So now you're just going to connect. You're going to connect this armhole line, connect it that to the 2 inches mark. Then you draw the hole. This something, join the allowances together. Let me do that and show you. I've gone ahead to add my seam allowances, my 2 inches here. I withdrew my armhole cuff, then I added 2 inches all the way. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut it out. Then I'm now going to show you how to use it to cut a yoke, or if you don't want to use it to cut a yoke, then that's it. Wondering how to cut it. The thing is, you're just going to cut, you cut everything here. All this is something. Let me take my marker, show you. You cut all this, you cut everything, you cut it out, you cut everything like that, like cancelled, you cut everything out. Let me do that now and show you. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead to to cut out my pattern. This is why I cut from the middle. I told you we're going to be cutting everything off, so that was why I cut from the middle. So this is it. You see that everything is matching up very well. The armhole, by the time you join it, the excess you have there, you can trim it off by the time you done. So the neckline, any type of neckline that you want to add, you're going to insert it there. Then you sew your princess dart bustier. But then to part your princess dart bustier, I'm going to make another video now to show you how to part the princess dart bustier. We are going to be doing it on the half scale and full scale bodice. The half scale bodice I told you is to the waist, so you can just, for me now, the person I want to take the measurement for, I want to use it to the waist, and I'll add the flare at the lower part of it. So I'm just going to be cutting this place. I'll be cutting from the waist to the hip. I'm going to be cutting it up because I need it to the waist measurements. So that's how to do it. It's just the same process that you follow. Just follow the same process. It's just that for the half scale, it's going to be to the waist, and for the full scale, it's going to be to the hip line. So that's just it. So now what I just want to show is, if you want to use it to, if you want to make a yoke out of it, so you just determine how low you want it to be, how low you want your yoke to be. And mostly our yoke is usually in form of a sweetheart neck, so that's it. Then for the armhole, you come to the midpoint. This is where our armhole, this is where it is, this is where it's going to be starting from. By the time you join it, by the time you join it together, By the time you join it together, it's going to be starting from here. You get what I'm trying to say? By the time you join everything together. So from this tip, you're just going to draw a curve. You can use your armhole curve actually. You can use your armhole curve. I'm just doing this just to show you actually. So by the time you are done now, like this, then just cut it off. And then you remember that you need to add allowances to the edge, to this edge, so that you'll be able to use it to join it back to the fabric. So that's just basically it. I'm going to show us how to part the fabric. Thank you.